She was sent out to sell her innocence. But the real horror began when she realized the man she'd been given to wasn't a stranger. It was the father who had no idea he'd been led to his own daughter. What happened that night didn't just break her. It destroyed everything she believed about love, blood, and family. And today, for the first time, she's revealing the secret her mother buried in silence and betrayal. Before we dig deep into this shocking story, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss real stories that reveal the darkest truths and biggest betrayals. The room was quiet, except for the soft sobs coming from Evelyn. She sat on the old couch in the therapist's office, her hands shaking as she held a tissue. The therapist, Dr. Miller, leaned forward with a kind face. "Take your time, Evelyn," she said gently. Evelyn wiped her eyes and took a deep breath. "It all started when I was 18, she began, her voice breaking. "My mother. She introduced me to prostitution. And that very first night, I slept with my dad without knowing it was him." The words hung in the air like a heavy cloud. Evelyn burst into tears again, her body shaking with shame and pain. Dr. Miller's eyes widened, but she stayed calm. "How did this happen?" "Tell me from the beginning." Evelyn nodded, her mind going back to her childhood. She had always felt lost in her family. Born in a small town in the Midwest, Evelyn was the only child of Mary and John. Mary was a beautiful woman who worked as a waitress, but she dreamed of a better life. John was a truck driver, always on the road, leaving Mary alone with Evelyn most of the time. As a little girl, Evelyn remembered her mother dressing up in fancy clothes and going out at night. "Mommy has to work," Mary would say with a smile. But Evelyn saw the sadness in her eyes. Money was tight, and John sent home just enough to pay the bills. Mary started bringing home strange men sometimes, and Evelyn would hide in her room, hearing laughter and moans through the thin walls. By the time Evelyn was a teenager, she knew what her mother was doing. Mary wasn't just a waitress anymore. She had friends who were escorts, as she called them. "It's easy money, baby," Mary told Evelyn one day. "Men pay good for company." Evelyn felt sick. But she loved her mother and kept the secret. Evelyn's childhood was full of ups and downs. Her father, John, was a good man at heart, but his job kept him away. When he was home, he would play with Evelyn, telling her stories about the places he visited. "One day, we'll all go on a big trip," he promised. But those days were rare. Mary grew bitter over the years. She blamed John for their poor life. "He's never here," she complained to Evelyn. "I have to do everything." Evelyn tried to be the perfect daughter, helping with chores and getting good grades in school. But inside, she felt empty. When Evelyn turned 16, things got worse. John found out about Mary's secret life. There was a big fight. "How could you do this?" John yelled, his face red with anger. Mary cried and said, "We needed the money." "You don't understand." John packed his bags and left for good that night. Evelyn watched from her bedroom door, tears streaming down her face. After the divorce, Mary changed. She drank more and brought men home openly. Evelyn felt like a stranger in her own house. She started skipping school and hanging out with bad friends. Deep down, she missed her dad. John sent birthday cards and money sometimes, but he never came back. He moved to another state, starting a new life. Mary noticed Evelyn's beauty as she grew up. "You look just like me at your age," she said one day, brushing Evelyn's long hair. "Men would pay a lot for someone like you." Evelyn laughed it off, but the words stuck in her mind. By 18, Evelyn was lost. She had dropped out of high school and worked at a fast food place. But the pay was low. Mary was in debt, and the house was falling apart. One evening, Mary sat Evelyn down at the kitchen table. "We need to talk," she said seriously. Mary explained her plan. "I've been doing this for years, Evelyn. It's not bad. You meet nice people, get paid well, and it's over quickly." Evelyn shook her head. "Mom, no. That's not me." But Mary kept pushing. "Just try it once. I have a client tonight. He's rich and kind. You can take my place. He won't know the difference." Evelyn felt trapped. She loved her mother and didn't want to see her suffer. After days of begging, Evelyn gave in. "Okay, just this once," she whispered. Mary smiled and hugged her. "You'll be fine. Wear something nice. He'll pick you up at the motel downtown." Evelyn's heart raced with fear. What was she doing? But she pushed the thoughts away and got ready. The motel was old and dimly lit. Evelyn waited in room 205. Her hands sweaty, she wore a red dress that Mary had given her. The client was supposed to knock 3 times. When the knocks came, Evelyn opened the door with a fake smile. The man was tall, with gray hair and a kind face. He looked familiar, but Evelyn couldn't place it. "Hi, I'm here for Mary," he said nervously. Evelyn nodded. "She's not feeling well. I'm her friend. Come in." They talked a little. He said his name was Mike, but Evelyn knew clients used fake names. He seemed sad, like he was lonely. "My life is a mess," he confessed. "My wife left me years ago." Evelyn felt sorry for him. They drank some wine and things happened quickly. It was her first time, awkward and painful. But she pretended to enjoy it, just like Mary taught her. Afterward, the man paid her and left. Evelyn cried in the bathroom, feeling dirty and ashamed. She went home and told Mary everything. It was okay, she lied. Mary counted the money happily. "See? Easy." But that night, Evelyn couldn't sleep. The man's face haunted her. Why did he look so familiar? A week later, Evelyn's world shattered. Mary was drinking in the living room when her phone rang. It was John, Evelyn's dad. He hadn't called in years. Mary put it on speaker by mistake. "Mary, we need to talk," John's voice said. "That night at the motel? I thought it was you, but it wasn't. Who was that girl?" Evelyn froze in the hallway, listening. Mary's face turned white. "What are you talking about?" John sighed. "I hired you through that agency. But the girl, she looked like our daughter. Mary, tell me it wasn't Evelyn." Mary dropped the phone and burst into tears. Evelyn stepped into the room, her heart pounding. "Dad, was that you at the motel?" The truth hit like a storm. John had been lonely after the divorce. He saw an ad for escorts and recognized Mary's picture. He booked her, hoping to reconnect in secret. But Mary sent Evelyn instead. Neither knew the other's identity. Evelyn screamed and ran to her room. How could this happen? Her own mother had tricked her into sleeping with her father. The shame was too much. John was horrified and cut off contact again. Mary begged for forgiveness, but Evelyn couldn't look at her. After that night, Evelyn's life fell apart. She moved out and lived on her own, but the pain followed her. She started working as an escort full-time, numbing her feelings with alcohol and drugs. "If this is my life, I'll own it," she told herself. Years passed in a blur. Evelyn met all kinds of men, rich, poor, kind, cruel. She made good money but felt empty inside. She changed her name and moved to the city, trying to forget her past. But nightmares came every night. Her father's face, her mother's betrayal. One day she saw a therapist ad in the newspaper. Time to face it, she thought. That's how she ended up in Dr. Miller's office, confessing everything. In therapy, Evelyn dug deeper into her background. She remembered more about her family. Her grandmother had been abusive to Mary, pushing her into early marriages. Mom was just repeating the cycle, Evelyn realized. She tracked down her father. John lived in a small apartment, alone and regretful. They met in a park. "I'm so sorry, Evie," he cried. "I didn't know." Evelyn hugged him, tears flowing. "I forgive you, Dad, but Mom..." Mary had disappeared. Evelyn heard she was in another town, still in the business. The intrigue grew. Was Mary hiding something else? Evelyn hired a private investigator. He found out Mary had known John's identity all along. She sent Evelyn as revenge for the divorce. The betrayal cut deeper. Evelyn felt rage, sadness, and pity. How could a mother do that? Evelyn's story spread in whispers. A journalist heard about it and wanted an interview. This could help others, the journalist said. But Evelyn was scared. What if people judged her? Meanwhile, strange things happened. Anonymous letters arrived. "I know your secret." Was it Mary? Or someone from her past? Evelyn's heart raced every time the mail came. The suspense built. Who was watching her? One night, a knock at her door. It was a man from her escort days. "I need to talk," he said. He revealed he was John's friend and knew the whole story. "Your dad wants to make things right. He has money saved for you." Evelyn didn't know if she could trust him. Was this a trap? The intrigue kept her up at night. Emotions overwhelmed Evelyn. She felt guilt for her choices. Anger at her mother, love for her father, and hope for a better future. In therapy, she cried for hours. "Why me?" she asked. Dr. Miller helped her see the light. "You're strong, Evelyn. You survived." Evelyn started writing her story, turning pain into words. She quit escorting and got a job at a cafe. Small steps, but they felt good. She confronted Mary one last time. They met in a diner. Mary looked old and tired. "I'm sorry, baby," she wept. Evelyn forgave her, but from a distance. "I need to heal," she said. Years later, Evelyn stood on stage, sharing her story at a support group. "My life was messy, but I found my way out," she said. The audience clapped, inspired. She reconnected with her dad fully. They went on that big trip he promised, to the beach, laughing like old times. Evelyn felt peace at last. But the past lingered, a reminder of her strength. Hooks pull you in. Suspense keeps you guessing. Intrigue twists the knife, and emotions make it real, she thought. Her story was all that and more. And now it was hers to own. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this heartbreaking but powerful story. Evelyn's journey reminds us that even in the darkest places, healing is possible and strength can rise from pain. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Your engagement helps this channel continue bringing real stories that reveal the deepest secrets, the darkest truths, and the biggest betrayals. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you never miss another story that will keep you thinking long after it ends. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and always listen closely because every truth has a shadow.